Let's see here. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Is there a sound? Is there sound now? Let me know if there's a sound. Push a one in the chat room. If not, put a two in the chat room. How's everybody doing tonight? This is Johnny TV. I'm live. I'm coming here to let everybody know I'm doing good. And I'm going to say hello to everybody. I miss everybody. And I got some good news today. I went to the doctor's office today, and so they gave me all the paperwork, the rest of the paperwork I needed for my surgery on my stomach. So I'm going to be going to drop that off tomorrow morning, and then I'm going to get a date. And so for my stomach surgery, for the bi-sleeve, and we're going to be all good for that. Let me say hello to some of the people in the chat room. Hello, Queen. How are you? Christine, Shannon. How are you? Sugar Plum, Jonelle, and everybody else is coming in. All the people that stay in the bushes. How you doing? Johnny TV is live. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here for, but I was watching Angel Gotti and Jim over there. Jim's doing good over there, and he's doing a good show with her. And this is where I'm at. I'm over here doing a show. I hope everybody comes in and likes what they hear, going to hear. And I know I need a haircut, ladies and gentlemen. I know I need a haircut. My hair is getting very long. I don't know what's up with my haircut lady. She's slacking. But I'm here to let everybody know that Johnny Yarborough is still alive. And I've been missing you guys. Haven't come on in a week. And so I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm still here. And what we're going to do is we're going to listen. Hello, Eric Murphy. How are you doing, buddy? How you doing, Eric Murphy? Yeah, so that's the way we want to do things around here. And good to see you too, Eric Murphy. Good to see you. Hold on, let me turn my TV down. Hold on.
75 cents. That's a lot of money in a year's time. That comes just to 52 weeks in a year. It comes to around $40 a year. That's a lot of money for you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. You must have a membership on Angels because it's for members only. Yeah, there's a few people over there, Queen, that has a member. Oh, I didn't ask for it. I never asked for the membership over there on Angels because someone gifted me a membership. So I'm just going with the flow and see how it goes. And that's where we stand with that shit. You know what I'm saying, Queen? So how's everybody else doing? Is everybody doing good? I hope Barbara Buffalo's doing good. I don't have no mods in my chat right now. So I hope we're going to be okay with nobody being a mod in my chat tonight. So that's where we stand with that situation. I guess Barbara Buffalo is resting and taking time with her family. Rainbow Melon, there's one of my mods. There. Hello, Rainbow Melon. How are you, sweetheart? Good to see you, Rainbow Melon. Everybody's been asking about you. You been doing okay, Rainbow Melon? Shannon, I forgot you, Shannon. Hello, Shannon. How are you? You've been MIA, girl. Yeah. I miss you, Johnny. I miss you too, Rainbow Melon. Very much. But I got some exciting news today. I got all my paperwork that my other doctor's been saying they've been missing. So I got my chest X-ray, I got my EGK2, and I got the letter that says that I'm approved for surgery. So they're gonna now I can go take that in, and then they can schedule my surgery for my stomach. And here's some more good news too, guys. I am underneath 300 pounds now. I weigh 296 pounds. I weigh 296 pounds now. I reached my goal to awesome. And so I reached my goal, and now I'm just going to keep on taking the shots and keep on going down, more, baby, more down. I want that doctor to be proud of me when I go in there. And all right, congratulations. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Queen. You look thinner, Johnny. Thank you. That's great. Thank you, Eric Murphy. Thank you. I feel lighter too. I feel much better. I feel like I can just do things. I got a song for everybody, and it's really for if you're a Democrat, I'm sorry, and I'm gonna be playing this one song, and it's really simple, it's really easy, really soft. It's so awesome, Johnny. So I want everybody to listen to this song, and it's "The Devil is a Democrat." All right, here you go.
Guys that hate black dudes. They want war, they don't want peace. They want fentanyl in our streets. They want borders to be weak. I swear the devil lives in California. He a politician. He passing bills that bring chaos and division. Yeah, the devil lives in California. Should be in prison. He got horns, but he tries to keep them hidden. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that. They say that. They love America. We know it ain't that. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we ain't with it. We ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just does us different. They get celebrities to do they talking. They get mansions while they cram us all into apartments. Tell us it's cool to stay in school and then make you retarded. If you
No, Queen, he's not.
Treat you like you human garbage. If you speak up, then you a target. They want their voice through an amplifier. Violence and our flag on fire. No voter ID required. They want war, they don't want peace. They want defund the police. They want you surrounded by screens. The devil lives in California. He a politician. He passing bills that bring chaos and division. Yeah, the devil lives in California. Should be in prison. He got horns, but he tries to keep them hidden. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that. They say that. They love America. We know it ain't that. Cause the devil is a Democrat.
Okay, Rainbow.
And we ain't with it. We ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different. Dog, the devil is a Democrat. That's a fact, that's the truth. Look how bad that it gets when it's blue. The devil is a Democrat. That's a rap, it ain't new.
It's okay, Rainbow Melon. I watched the chat too.
I swear the devil lives in California, $100 bills. He knows everyone.
It's okay, Rainbow.
In the hills.
I completely understand.
Wanted plus a couple mil for your soul and your vote. It's a deal. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that. They say that. They love America. We know it ain't that. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we ain't with it. We ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that. They say that. They love America. We know it ain't that. The devil is a Democrat. And we ain't with it. We ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different, dog. The devil is a Democrat.
Yeah. Yep. The devil is a Democrat. Yep. So everybody just we're chilling. Hey, Mr. X, how you doing, bud? I'm over here now. All right. The link is pinned, Mr. X, if you want to come up, Mr. X. The link is pinned. Good to see you, Mr. X. Sugar Plum, good to see you. Hey, what's up, everybody? I got some good news, Mr. X. Come on the panel and I'll tell you. Yep. Just okay in a bit. Okay. I just got listened to the song Devil is a Democrat. Look at that bright light. Ooh-wee, doggy. That's a bright light right there. Hey, everybody. I'm in the light now, baby. Rainbow Melon, I heard a bit of your show with Christine. She lied to you. Well, Mr. X, Christine is in the chat. Yeah. Let me call Miss Barbara. Oh no, I don't have her on my number on my phone. Do I have her number? Let's see if I have her in this phone. I got church's phone. Let's see, I got phone. What's this? Hold on, guys. I'm checking my phone. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Huh. I don't got her in this phone. I don't got her in this phone. Oh yeah, I do right there. Let me call her. Let me call her. Yep, I'm calling. Everything went on and went live on the OTT. All is recording. She lied and reboot her. Hello. Hello. Barbara Buffalo, how you doing? This is Johnny TV. Are you okay? Can you talk? Are you okay? I can't hear you. Are you having a bad headache, you said? I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say? Okay, well, I'm going to let you go then. I was just letting you know that I was live. If you got a migraine, don't worry about it. I'll watch the chat tonight too, okay? Okay? We all love you over here, okay? Yep, and we all miss you too, okay? Get better, get well. Okay? Huh? Oh, I got some good news. I weigh 296. I weigh 296 pounds now, and I got the paperwork from my doctor, my physician, to take down to the other doctor so they can schedule my surgery. Yeah. All right, girl. I'm gonna let you go. Take care of yourself, and I hope you feel better. And I'll get you on the next show. Okay. Love you. All right. Bye. Hello, Barry Wilson. How are you, Barry Wilson? Nice to see you. Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby. Time. Yeah, Phil. Everybody, put a heart in the chat room for Barbara Buffalo, so she can feel better. So if you guys don't mind, put a heart in the chat room for Barbara Buffalo, and so she can feel better. She'll feel better. Hello, Texas Granny. How are you, Texas Granny? Nice to see you, honey. Everybody put a big heart in for Barbara Buffalo. I got me a mod now. Yay. Hanging in there. You doing okay, Texas Granny? You doing good? How's the traveling going? I hope everything's okay with you. I just got off the phone with Barbara Buffalo. She's not feeling well. Indiana 59, how you doing, sweetheart? Blackwater Bell, how you doing? Good to see everybody coming in here. Yay. I love it when I get people to come in my chat. Look at Miss Queen throwing up all those hearts. That's right, Miss Queen. Throw up those hearts, Miss Queen. That's what you do. That's what you do, boo. Throw up those hearts. Migraines are no joke. You're right about that. I'm glad Texas Granny's here tonight. Eric Murphy, Barry Wilson, Rainbow Melon, Indiana 59. Mr. X is going to be up here in a few minutes. I don't know where GJ Shark Hitter's at. I don't know where he's at. Blackwater Bill's here. A lot of people are here and here. And I'm happy for that. Hey, Indiana 59, guess how much I weigh now, Indiana 59? Can anybody guess how much I weigh? Yippee, 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 yip, 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 Johnny. Barry Wilson says 296. You are correct on that one, Barry Wilson. You are very correct. Yep, I weigh 296 now. Shark may have a study tonight. Yeah. Yeah, he might have a study tonight, Shannon. Yeah. You told us. Oh, yeah, I forgot I told you guys. Give us a clue, Johnny Yarborough, LOL. Yeah. Great. Oh, be doing swell, Blackwater. You too, Texas Granny. Forget that op. Please hit the like button, everybody. Please hit the like button, if you don't mind. There are 50 people watching. There should be 50 likes. There should be 50 likes in the chat room. There should be 50 likes. I'm going to check how many likes there are. Let me see. There are only 5. Here, let me help you out. I'll give one too there. There you go. Those likes should be up there climbing up the hill. We're eating it, Johnny Yarborough and Barry Wilson. We're eating. Ha ha ha. What y'all eating? Georgie Poolstick. What's up, Georgie Poolstick? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, Georgie Poolstick. Yep. I'm gonna play one of my classic songs until Mr. X comes up. Here we go.
Yeah, this one right here goes out to all the babies, mamas. Baby mamas. Yeah, go like this. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. I'm sorry,
baby is drama, mama. Don't like me. She doing things like having the boys come from her neighborhood to the studio trying to fight me. She need to get a piece of American pie and take her bite out. That's my house. I disconnect the cable and turn the lights out. Let her know her grandchild is a baby and not a paycheck. Private school, daycare, shit, medical bills, I pay that. I love your mom and everything. See, I ain't the one who lay down. She want to rip you up, start a custody war. My lawyer, stay down. She never got a chance to hear my side of the story. We was divided. She had fish fries and cookouts for my child's birthday. I invited, despite it. I show her the utmost respect when I fall through. All you would defend that lady when I call you.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. Me and your daughter got special things going on. You say it's puppy love. We say it's full grown. Hope that you feel this way forever. You can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. Miss Jackson, times out of 9. Now if I'm lying, fine. The quickest muzzle, throw it on my mouth and I'll decline. King meets queen, then the puppy love thing. Together dream about that crib with the good year swing. On the oak tree, I hope we feel like this forever. Forever never seems that long until you're grown. And notice that the day by day ruler can't be too wrong. Miss Jackson, my intentions were good. I wish I could become a magician to abracadabra all the sadder. Thoughts of me, thoughts of she, thoughts of he. Ask me what happened to the feeling that her and me had. I pray so much about it, need some knee pads. It happened for a reason, one can't be mad. So know that everything's cool. And yes, I will be present on the first day of school and graduation. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times.
Look at the way he treats me. She look at the way you treat me. Skillin' nose ass homegirl, you got your ass enough to treat me. Without a pad on, you left me traveling around this thing on out. And the union girl ain't speaking no more cause my dick all in, I'm out. I'm talking about jealousy, infidelity, can be cheating, beating, and the N to the G, they be the same thing. And who you placing the blame on? You keep on singing that same song. Let bygones be bygones, you can go and get the hell on you and your mom.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Yeah, that's Ace's mama. How you doing, Ace's mama? That is an old song. That is an old song. And Mr. X is in the house. Mr. X is in the house. Mr. X, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, what's up?
Nothing much. I got bored, and then I was listening to Angel Gotti over there, and I just got bored with it, and so I went live.
Oh, you got a membership?
Yeah, someone paid for a membership, and I just went over there to just see what's going on, and there was nothing really going on, so I got bored with it, and
this backdrop looks like that space backdrop, the cockpit looks like the cockpit backdrop that I like purchased, even though yours was like moving, like that one right there. That literally looks like the one that I have.
Oh, really? Do you want me to drop it?
No, not at all. It's just weird that there's a digital version of the felt background one that I have. It's pretty close.
Yeah. I was looking at backgrounds on YouTube on Canva. Yeah. And I saw this one, and I liked the space guy that was in front of here that has the screen and everything. And he went
that one right there.
He went to go touch the button, and yeah, so I just did it. I did this guy right here. See how he got the gaming chair right here?
Well, I don't see now. I see the gaming chair.
Yeah. So so I came.
What's up to everybody in the chats, all the people saying hi to me. They're coming in fast, but
yeah.
I mean, I got an email today. Which, by the way, before I get into the Christine thing, did I hit the Powerball? Did anybody fucking play this Powerball or what?
No, I didn't know there was a Powerball, Mr. X. I would go play it.
1.3 billion. You didn't hear about this?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's all over the place. Yeah, it's been going on the last 3 Powerballs. It's been over $1 billion. I think the cash out was 600 million.
Someone won?
No, I don't know. I would try to go to the site. The site shut down. It's just too many requests.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I wanted it. I'm waiting to see. Ace's mom was waiting for it. I think I know what my first step would be. I would start kind of my own mob and have people start disappearing from the earth. You see him? Yeah. He's no longer going to be around.
I got some good news, X.
What's that?
I weigh 296 pounds.
Wow, you got under 300. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Wow,
and I went down to my doctor's office today because I had a doctor's appointment, obviously. And I said, hey, I need my chest X-ray papers. I need my note from you saying that I passed medical clearance, and I need my EGK2 cardio.
Okay.
So she gave me all the paperwork. So tomorrow morning, I'm taking it down to David and them, and I'm taking it down to them tomorrow morning so they can schedule my surgery for October.
There you go. You got it all set up.
Yep. Now go back and say what you were saying. You got
that's good news. That's better than anything I was just saying. I'm just, I didn't know about that. That's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Then I wonder when you get the final teeth pulled, and if you shaved your head, if that might be an extra, maybe pound or two. You never know. I don't know how much teeth weigh.
Yeah, my hair is getting long, isn't it, Mr. X?
But then you're going to get the teeth put back in, then you might gain some weight back.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is. No, I'm just kidding around, but that's good though, dude. I know. I could tell you this. We are lucky to live in an area. You're near the water. I'm near the water. And I talked about this on the OTT, man. That desert out there where Danielle is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful on camera and it looks cool. It's fucking so hot. I mean, it's hot here anyway, but it's really hot up there.
Yeah.
And coming down that hill, the 405, when you're coming from like Sherman Oaks and coming towards Brentwood, like where OJ got off the freeway and people were like rooting him on and all that stuff, right there, Sunset Boulevard, man, you could see the temperature change go down and down as you're coming down what's it called, the Sepulveda Pass or whatever.
Yeah.
God, even the San Fernando Valley is really hot. It's just every time I go up there, I always kind of forget how hot it is or how cold it is. It's just fucking so hot and gross. And then I would go into, they have Walmart up there, which they don't have that around here necessarily. And I'd be like, wow, they got some things up here, but I don't think people were intended to live in that type of weather.
Nah.
It's so hot. It's so gross.
I'd rather die than live in the valley.
I lived in the valley 1 year. I ever tell you this story?
No, you didn't tell us the story.
North Hollywood, right?
Yeah, North Hollywood. When I first moved to LA, this shows PZ probably appreciate this. I knew so little about LA. And I was like, well, Anaheim's nice and I can drive into LA. It's only 35, 40 miles. And I'm thinking like Florida, because Florida 40 miles is like 40 minutes. 20 years ago, it used to be, if you got on the freeway, you can go 40 miles in 40 minutes. Well, that's like from Anaheim to downtown LA or anywhere where studios at. It could be 2.5, 3 hours, depending on the times you went. So my first year I lived in Anaheim, and I moved out here with 2 buddies of mine, and then Dr. Bailout came 6 months later because he was graduating college. So he was out here too. Then we met some people the first year that we made some films with and all that stuff. And then we're like, well, why don't we just move to North Hollywood? In North Hollywood, it was kind of an industrial area off the 170, but it was a house. It was the 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. It was 4 dudes living in there. And these guys, none of them, Dr. Bailout was still in Anaheim. The guys I was living with, they never really went to college. So even though everybody was in their mid-20s, that was like their college years. They were partying all the time and drinking and smoking weed and all that and just getting nothing done. So after about 8 months of that, I just couldn't take it anymore. And the job that I was working at moved from, I think it was Reseda to Culver City. So they're like, you should move down to the west side, like Culver City, Mar Vista, Marina Del Rey. Playa Vista didn't even exist at that point. And the lady's like, well, what about Playa Del Rey? And I was like, what's that? And she's like, oh, it's a cheap beach community because it's near the LAX, but it's still really nice. So my third year, I lived in Culver City, but when I lived in North Hollywood for that 8 or 9 months, it was just so hot up there. This is like between Sherman Way and Roscoe. First time I ever heard gunshots at night. It wasn't often, but it was there was some stripper areas in there. There was railroad tracks, like I said, kind of an industrial area, but everything equipment-wise for the film industry, all like the grip and lighting stuff.
Yeah.
I believe that it was all up there. There's a place called Wooden Nickel where you could rent all the lights and all that stuff. It was all up in North Hollywood. So it was real close to everything. So, and real close to Warner Brothers and, Universal Studios and all that. But, people who can't afford LA live in the Valley. But then, Eric Murphy, there are places in the Valley that are really nice, like Toluca Lake is really nice.
Yeah.
No earthquakes today that I felt. No. So, in all the years that I've ever lived in LA, Adele, I've only ever seen one snake, and that was a snake that we backed up over on my property. It was a rattlesnake. I've only ever seen one snake, and that's not even, it's kind of LA, but it's like desert LA. By the way, Adele, I responded to your emails, and the answer to your question was no, I did not see it re-up. So I hope you got that email. Who is there's a lady out there named Monica R.
Monica R.
Monica, is it? I almost said her last name, but she posted something after the OTT on Tuesday because she said I was sticking up for Steve, and I wasn't really sticking up for anybody. And she said Steve was saying some negative things on the OTT. So what I did is I emailed Monica, and I hope Monica's listening. I don't have a problem with Monica. I don't really even know her that well. No, I don't think she's on the OTT, Eric. So I don't think she's a hater. She's been around a long time. I think she's a nice lady. I think we've talked to her before. And she posted something, saying that I'm sticking up for Steve and this and that. And I didn't stick up for anybody. I just said what my opinion was, which sounds like I'm sticking up for him. And she said that he was saying some negative things about the OTT. So what I did is I emailed her, and I've never done this before based off a comment on the OTT.
Oh, Joanne.
I emailed her. I said, listen, if you have this, send me proof. If you saw something like that, send me proof, because I don't know what the context of what Steve said, or or anybody. Let's just say somebody might like me, but they don't like. Let's say they don't like Samurai Priest. I'm like, yeah, it's not really my thing. I kind of think it sucks. Doesn't mean they hate me. Just means they don't like something I produced. It's okay. Doesn't mean I'm not going to hit a home run with you every single time. So I don't know the context of what she said Steve said. So I said, can you send me a screenshot of it? Let's talk about it on Friday on XNN. So I emailed her. I replied to her comment in the comment section of the OTT. Now I'm talking about it on Johnny show, which is public here outside the OTT. Get a hold of me, Monica R. That way, and you said that I disregard people. I think that Jim disregards people. I don't disregard people. And I think that thing that was the thing that there's not a phone call that I don't return. There's not an email that I don't return. Look at Adele's in the chat. I returned her emails usually within an hour, and I'm dealing with a lot of people too. So I don't disregard anybody. I can appreciate as all of us get older, we have parents that get sick or grandparents that get sick, loved ones that get sick. But what I'm going to do on Friday on XNN Behind the Paywall is explain this whole story. And I hope Monica R is there to join me so I can discuss it with her. But if 2.5 days go by and she doesn't send me proof, that means she's disregarding me, because I've emailed her, I'm saying it on a public show, and I've commented back to her in a comment section. So if anybody has this proof that Steve is saying something bad, just send it to me. Don't just say something in a comment section. Let me know. Okay, Adele, then I will look into that.
Thank you, Rizman. Thank you, Rizman. I'm proud of you. Johnny. Thank you, Rizman. That means a lot to me. $1.99 super sticker. Thank you so much.
Here's another thing that, so that I wanted to get that out of the way, and I'll get to the Christine thing in a minute. There's no telling what happened with laying pipe and Eric Foss and how that connects, if it connects at all. Because you could see a lot of the people in the Angel Gotti crowd think that Eric Foss was dimed out by somebody from the Angel Gotti crowd. And they're not looking into Watcher Crazy, Betty Hayward. Like, so we think it's somebody that we know. Fumble Nuts. Who dimed out? Was it laying pipe himself that dimed out Eric Foss? I think Eric Foss has a lot, they think it could be Stone Sailor or any of those people. I think Eric Foss has got a lot of people who dislike him. So who knows?
What about being on parole? Can't that be a problem?
What's that?
PZ wants to know, being on parole, can that be a problem?
For problem as in what? What's the context? What do you mean?
What's the context of it, Paul?
Yeah, like
couldn't the prison board be watching him, and he's not behaving? It's clear he's not behaving on his channel.
Who are you talking about? Foss?
Yeah.
I didn't know Foss was still on parole.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I would think.
I don't know, and I know that laying pipe's misdemeanor from early in the year is closed and shut, but what I don't understand, and I talked to somebody earlier today that watches the show, that attorney, how do you even get into being a snitch? How does that even start? Do you talk to your attorney and say, I got some information on a guy? Or do they say, like, is Eric Foss that valuable? Because if you look at laying pipe's documentation for his arrest, which a lot of this is documented on Jim Terry TV, Jim spoke to the people who were robbed by laying pipe. And we're talking about pipe and Eric Foss in kind of the same breath in some of these things. So that interview's from Tuesday. Does somebody come to you and say, hey, I want a deal, or I can give you a deal? And how it relates to, let's start backwards. Let's go with laying pipe. Laying pipe, when he had his documents, he said he was indigent and had no money. And his bail would have been $13,500 if you add up the 5 charges, which means he'd have to have what? $1,350. Then all of a sudden he got out, was what people are saying. But he didn't get out because he couldn't afford it. So how did he get out? Now, my question is, let's just say we're trying to connect dots that might not be connected here, or I am. Would Eric Foss be that valuable to somebody in Orlando that's 2 counties away, maybe 1 or 2 counties away in Florida, that they would get laying pipe out? Like, I don't know.
I think they have cameras in the jail cells, and that's how they pick who they go after.
I believe here's my theory, Mr. X. Is that you or me? 818. Who's that number?
818 the Valley. So Rizman in the chat, who's a police officer, says I think he was a police officer. Mr. X usually comes from someone getting arrested and asking the officer if he can get a deal or info. Okay, so the person has to come to. But my question is, Rizman, is Eric Foss that valuable? Because, I mean, this is what I understand. So Eric Foss was a cocaine dealer. He did his time. He got out for whatever reason, and we saw some documentation that said he could have got out because of health reasons, and that was from 4 years ago. Eric Foss was arrested on some kind of charge that was in Maryland, which appears just on the outside of it, and we don't know, him hitting that person with that flagpole. Again, this is all speculation. So laying pipe goes in. Now, laying pipe, it does line up that he would have a problem with Eric Foss, maybe more so than these other people, because Eric Foss was involved with Betty, and Betty with, laying pipe. And then Eric Foss told Jim offhandedly about Pipe getting arrested. And of course, then that led to the documentation of his arrest footage. Betty Hayward has completely disappeared. You don't see her anymore. She's been extremely quiet. It's like, are they all connected? And then here's the thing. Laying Pipe was arrested. Not one person, not one hater ever mentioned it. Obviously, they didn't mention his previous arrest either. And then all of a sudden, Betty Hayward disappears. If you listen to the interview with the neighbors. I mean, if you guys didn't hear the interview on Tuesday, the people who were robbed, their son was also part of this crime. And they have a property that's a rental property that Lane Pipe was living at. Now, how do we know who they are? Well, Lane Pipe used their property as the address on his arrest record. And in the interview, if you look at their house, they have a house and kind of like an open garage port, like a lot of people do in Florida. And connected to that open garage port is another little room, which is a laundry room. It's like an enclosed laundry room that's not attached to the house. You'd have to go out in the garage port and go into the laundry room. That's where Lane Pipe was living, in this kind of detached laundry room. So they explained, the husband and wife who owned this property and their son was involved in this robbery, they explained it to a T of what Lane Pipe looks like and everything. It's just, I mean, it's close to matching up, but I don't want to connect dots. But then again, Betty Hayward's gone. Lane Pipe, nobody's ever heard from. And is Eric Foss that valuable? Rizman says, I would not be at all interested in Foss. That's what I'm saying. But who knows if there are factors about him that we don't know. And what kind of idiot, if you are running from the law in Maryland, and Eric Foss doesn't strike me as dumb as some of these people, would get on the internet and say, guess what, everybody? I'm in Florida. I'm on my way. You know what I mean? Like, what idiot would announce where he's going? Maybe he didn't know. I don't know. That's what I'm basically saying, Rizman, is that I don't think Eric Foss would have any interest. But it's just ironic that these line up like 8 days apart. But then again, all these people are either drug dealers or drug addicts. None of them work. They're all fuck-ups. So, I mean, maybe this is just what happens in this world. And by the way, the arresting area or the area that Lane Pipe was living at, that he listed as his address, that laundry room, is 4.5 miles south of Betty Hayward's family's house. I guess there was like a chop shop in there of e-bikes. I don't know. It's just very weird. But I tell you what, you know, I guess the bigger news for people like Watcher of Crazy, the No Show, is they want to talk about, you know, the history of the Terry name. Man, Watcher Crazy won't touch this subject. Pretending like she's helping him, which could you imagine having like somebody helping Eric Foss after this arrest? Wouldn't you want to document that or get his side out? Or if you talk to him on the phone, like, hey, listen, I'm going to record this and get your side out. And Watcher Crazy's already been proven a liar because she said she was going to be in Las Vegas and she didn't show. So how could you take anything she says as the truth ever again?
He's sending money.
I don't know.
Yeah, over there on they were arguing back and forth with Watcher Crazy, that when Watcher Crazy was in the panel, up in the chat room, and she said in the chat room that she had a video visit with Foss today.
Okay, and so here's my problem with Watcher Crazy. Amanda Yates, yes, you've been served. First thought, what if I'm not Amanda Yates? A liar right off the bat. She opens up the paperwork. She sees who it's from. Well, what if I'm not Amanda Yates? Liar. She realized she's caught. She's been exposed. Lies. If she had an interview with Eric Foss, I'm sure she could have screen grabbed it or brought it up on the show, and maybe she did. Wouldn't she bring that up on her show and just be discussing that immediately, more so than Jim Terry, his family changing their last name before Jim was even born? I mean, who gives a shit? And then try to compare it to some kind of, hey, this guy has got a Jewish last name, or this guy is a Scientologist, or this or that. I mean, it's very simple. I explained it on my community tab already. It sounds like a distraction. Sounds like bullshit. And why would Eric Foss want to talk to Watcher Crazy, other than maybe Watcher Crazy has the dime on him because she knows something about fumble nuts and laying pipe and all those people over there. See, these people, Johnny, they all have a Discord. We've seen it with Fast Eddie when we announced that Eric Foss was being arrested. They all discuss things behind the scenes, so we can't see it. And it's just ironic. I mean, I hate to say this again, that I had a former police officer contact, or I think he was a police officer at the time, it's been a while, said Fumble Nuts was a snitch. And then later on, after I brought up that bit to Betty Hayward, she's like, oh, well, yeah, oh, my God, wow, oh, geez, oh, man. And then I tried to put two and two together, and I'm like, Betty, did you snitch on your boyfriend? And I don't know. After that, things were never the same.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a difference between snitching. Like, what is a snitch? You know, Jim talking to the police department when Fumble Nuts was the sheriff's department, when Fumble Nuts was walking around and trespassing on Jim Terry music to get him trespassed. That's just calling in a police report. I think a snitch to me, and maybe, I don't know, I've never been in any kind of situations like this, so I don't know, is when you get in trouble. Like, let's say I got arrested. In order to get out of getting arrested, I exposed somebody else and snitched on them and put them into trouble. To me, that's what I think what a snitch is. At least it's what it is in a movie.
That's what it is, Mr. X.
Yeah.
You nailed it right on the money.
So, I mean, yeah, if somebody were to break in your house right now, like, you know, Fumble Nuts, let's say he showed up, which he never will, and broke in your house, what are you going to do? Not call the cops? You know, what are you going to do? Now, I mean, if he ever knew where I was at and showed there, I would just walk outside and confront him. But, like, let's say he broke into my house or something like that. Yeah, I'd have to call the police. You know? I don't think that that's snitching. But then again, we're talking about big what ifs. This guy won't go outside the state of Florida. I don't know. I don't know. There's too many moving parts here, and their silence is deafening. The fact that they're this silent about this, because, you know, for example, like I give you another fucking perfect example. Jim was on Christine's show, getting back to Christine, and I think Jim had like maybe a 20 or 25 minute conversation with Christine before he was done with her, right? Which, by the way, I personally booted Christine from the OTT. She did not leave. I booted her. I booted her before she even knew she was booted. She had a free OTT membership. I booted her. Okay? I took her off. I took away her free membership. But, man, I tell you what, for something that small, which in the bigger scheme of things like Christine's show, if we go there or we don't go there, who really cares? She doesn't have a giant following. I'm not trying to be mean, but she's a mentally handicapped woman. She's a bit of a scammer. We've seen this before with these physically handicapped people where they don't have any money and they're doing what they can to survive. I get it. Or to make a little bit of extra money. I get it. But Leanne does a 2+ hour show on this 20-minute interaction. And then so Leanne, it's like they watch everything we go and do. And then they start talking about that we don't have content. Literally, Marzi Girl, Leanne, and I think it was somebody else, maybe Watch Her Crazy, did a 2+ hour show.
It was Nils.
Was it Nils?
Yeah.
Okay, Watch Her Crazy wasn't on there. And I didn't watch it all, but I just saw where all they talked about was like this maybe 15 to 25 minute conversation between Jim and it's like, really? Are you fucking kidding me? That's all you have to talk about? Like, why can't, and when I say their silence is deafening, why can't, like, I give you an example. Jim says, Mr. X, when you go up to Palmdale this weekend, I don't think you should, or this past weekend, I don't think you should make a whole big spiel about it. I'm going up there. Danny O lives down, works down the street. Don't do that this time. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not going to. But you could see on Friday that obviously I was in a hotel. I mean, I wasn't hiding it. Nobody asked where I was at. And then the next Monday, you could see that I'm fucking putting out, Tuesday or whatever the date was. I think Monday night. I'm putting out the ATV videos, and stuff like, hey, I just got back. These people just fucking hide. So even if I don't say exactly where I'm going to go one time ever, these people never say where they're going to go. You don't hear when Hey, Leanne's getting on an airplane to go to Florida. Betty Hayward did this today. And let me tell you something that somebody else said to me that was very smart. And this person who said this to me is an attorney who watches the show, but you guys don't really know who he is. And I don't talk about him too much, but I brought him up before. I'm not going to say who he is. It's like Betty Hayward's stuff on the internet. You know, LB is her initials, her real name. I'm not talking about the character Betty Hayward. I'm talking about the real person, Lisa. It's fucking scrubbed from the internet. Everything is scrubbed. This person told me that he thought, and he's not 100% sure, that, and again, he said he might have thought it was somebody else, that she was somehow involved in the laundry business. Now, I know that they said I cleaned rooms, and maybe this was like a long time ago, but they can't find that information anymore. Like she had some type of job that had something to do with laundry. I'm not saying she was doing people's laundry. You know, she could have been working at a chemical plant for all I know. I don't fucking know. I'm just what I'm being told. But all that information is scrubbed. Where she has no work history at all. And it's not like most people that are in their 40s, they have some work history. You could see something that they've done. She has nothing. I don't know. I think it's very, you have to go out of your way to do that. And I agree with this person. To get that much off the internet, that's something you got to work at. Or just have done nothing. Like, look, here's a perfect example of that. Look at FumbleNuts. FumbleNuts has the arrest on mugshots.com. It says where he works. Right?
Right.
He's stupid enough to drive around in an area where he works, which is the same place. And the information that goes now, it all leads to he works at the same place that he did 15 years ago. I mean, he's an 8th grade dropout. What could he possibly have? What else could he? I mean, of course he's probably at the same job. So, I mean, even FumbleNuts has a job history. And she doesn't? I don't know. I mean, I agree, Eric. It's very odd. Let's look at all the people that we know, that we like or either dislike, that we know like what their jobs are. Like, let's, for example, like Danielle. Okay, we know she works at a gas station. She probably admitted that at one point, but we know that she also got a college degree. She also does psychologist work or whatever, something in the mental health stuff, whatever that world is she does. I don't know how often she does that these days. Guys like Gemini guy, he was an electrician. Who else is out there? Even Leanne herself, her house, the lean Ann and all that stuff. They're in some kind of part of the construction business or painting business. Marzi Girl, she's a teacher, and this is out of interviews and all this and that, but a lot of the stuff you could probably find out about these people. Betty has nothing. And it's not like she's 25. She's like my age. It's just weird.
Hey, watch this, Mr. X. Watch this. Listen to this, Mr. X.
Yeah. We were doing those the other day.
My favorite one is this one right here.
That sounds like FumbleNuts when he knew I was in Florida. I'll be Betty Hayward, and then you pretend like you play that thing after I say a sentence.
All right, hold
and
on.
then
Okay,
get ready. Hold on, and then the person being upset will be FumbleNuts. Okay, that person who's like, FumbleNuts, I just found out that Mr. X is in Florida and he called you out. There you go. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway. Yeah, and you mentioned, Georgia, you mentioned Nils. Like, Nils has talked. Like, you could tell Nils has got a lot of experience doing whatever that rescue work that he did. Like, he wouldn't be able to go into it that deeply unless he was just some fucking stone cold liar, which I don't believe that he is. He's wrong about some stuff, but
Hey, PZ said everyone on Lincoln Kane says that he's a liar.
They hate him over there.
They hate him over there.
Well, he might be a liar, and there's different levels of lying, but I don't think he would have that level of recall if he didn't do something in that world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever he does, he's a drunk.
I don't know. It's just very and even going to laying pipe himself or Eric Foss. Eric Foss's background checks out of him being in even if his career was being in prison for half his life. Like, okay, well that makes sense. Laying pipe, his family's in real estate. Ruben Sanchez worked a forklift. I mean, he's disabled now, but it's like, I mean, okay, well we get that. There's nothing for Betty Hayward. Nothing.
There's nothing in mine.
Either that's scrubbed, or she has nothing, or she's hiding something.
There's nothing in mine.
Even Arkansas has got a job history. Stripper. Hell, I mean, you're telling me Betty Hayward doesn't have a job, and Christine does?
What about you, Johnny? Is yours in there?
Huh?
Is yours on the internet?
What?
Your job history.
Hell yeah, my job history's on the internet.
Mine's not.
Yeah, I'm not saying and everybody's got some, giant, Fortune 500 job. Just something. Even if you worked at a Taco Bell for a year or two, or part of your history, Johnny, that I don't think that you could make up was you told the story about the cans and then how you met PZ. You couldn't just make that up.
No.
I've never been to Skid Row, but you've explained Skid Row where it's very clear that you've been there before.
Been
and
there, stayed there for a little bit.
How long were you there?
Minimum, I was there for almost a month.
So they tax
Okay.
Until they text me.
What does that text you?
Tax, T-A.
Oh, taxed?
Made me pay money to stay there. The street mobs.
And then what happens if you say, no, fuck you, I'm not paying that?
I'll just pay.
Pen on fire.
They put your tent on fire.
How can you pay a tax if you're homeless and you got no money?
Huh?
How can you possibly pay a tax if you're homeless and you have no money?
From me collecting cans and stuff.
And what's the percentage that you owe to them?
$6 a day. Yep, $6 a night.
I'm in this big community it's for Playa Vista, Westchester, Mar Vista, Marina Del Rey, and Playa Del Rey. Okay, like one of those next door pages. And I saw that there was some lady down in Playa Del Rey at this coffee shop, it's a black lady, and she started getting into the coffee houses. It's really the only place that's down there that's kind of open all the time, this coffee house, especially early in the morning. She got up into this guy's face. The guy was calling the cops. Real liberal, the black wired rim glasses, they're not tough people. I'd have pushed a lady on her fucking ass if she'd have got that close to my face. And of course, the interesting part is you see all the posts like, oh, mental health, she needs help, she needs this. And I don't think that people in LA that have jobs and have money realize the little open air drug markets and these stories about, you got to pay a tax and all that kind of stuff. It's like a little fucking mafia.
Yeah.
It's like a homeless mafia. And they just think that these people are just like, hey, they're down on their luck and they might have had mental issues. It's like, the people that I met that were in that, they wanted to stay that way. They wanted to stay in that community. I mean, of course, everybody, but they want to have the freedom.
Mr. Richard, they're gonna have a big problem on their hands when they go try to clean Skid Row up.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It just moved.
What just moved?
It's not going to happen because there's no money in it. Who can make, what politician or what person can make money on it? They had tried to do those houses. See, the thing is, if you clean it up, this is what I believe. These people don't want rules. Like, are you going to, here's a perfect example. We've seen Janelle homeless live on the show, essentially, right? And she's going to follow the rules, maybe except for being in on time.
Look at me, Mr. X. I used to be homeless. And I'd rather stay down the streets instead of staying into a shelter or anywhere, because I didn't want to follow the rules.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. So I mean, in many ways, when they try to help these people, like, hey, we can bring you inside, but you're going to have to be in at 9 p.m. and you can't smoke cigarettes inside. And you can't do that. You know, they're like, fuck you. I can live out here and do whatever I want.
Right.
How am I going to get to my drugs in your shelter?
Mr. X, I'm gonna share a story with you real quick.
Go ahead.
I was staying at the Salvation Army up in Anaheim, California. Okay, and so they check you every time that you come in. They check you out every time you come in.
Check you how? Like they're looking.
They check your pockets. They check your pockets. They check your shoes. They check your socks. They check everything. Your bags. Your trailer. Your bike trailer. They check inside your handlebars. Everything. They do the whole thing. Well, I had a problem with one of the staff members there, and he used to ride me all the time, you know. And I said, you know, fuck you, I don't want to listen to you. I'm out of here. So I left, and I came back, and they let me come back in, and they said, oh, well, Mr. Yarbrough, we checked you out, but there was a security guard and says, no, we didn't check his pockets. I was like, oh fuck. I had an ounce of methamphetamines on me. I had an ounce of meth on me. And they said, what would you rather do? Give up your meth or give up your bed? I looked at him, I looked at the staff over there. I said, I'd rather give up my bed. I was high. I'd rather give up my bed instead of give you my meth. And then they said, all right, kick him out of here. And they didn't take my meth or nothing. They didn't take my meth.
Wow.
They just let me go. They let me go. So
yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I'm sure. I don't know how much is that meth cost? Like whatever you had on you.
It cost me $65.
Yeah. So I mean, and if I could, I mean, I've
done.
Hey,
Jim, how you doing?
I've done cans before where like, you know, I recycle and stuff like that too. And I get an extra 10 or 15 bucks and get some El Pollo Loco. And that's not a lot of cans. If you're doing that for a day, you can equate like this is a day or two of work to get this.
Yeah. So I go early. I go early at nighttime. I go during the nighttime. I don't sleep. I don't sleep during the hours like at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And when it's starting to come daylight, I used to have I had a couple of routes I had, okay? And when I went out to go do my cans, I had you can ask Paul, when I first moved into Paul's, I was doing recycling. And I came back with like 6-7 bags of recycle, didn't I, Paul? Yeah. Every day I came back with 6 or 7 bags, Mr. X. And
so how much is that worth?
They were tall bags. There was one time I made $125. Remember that, wow. PZ?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good piece of change. The thing they started doing in my area.
PZ went out with me. And you know what? And I fucked up his car a little bit, got little stains on the car, on his carpet. And he yelled at me about it. And I said, I'm so sorry that we try to get the stains out. But he went out with me every time. And we had a great time doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I did that with the birds too when that first started. You know, it's kind of like the same thing, you know, in a weird, more electronic way where you go pick them up and then you turn them in. And I started putting them in the back of a truck. And then I was like, I'm fucking up my truck over this. So somebody mentioned something Eric Murphy mentioned for the Olympics. The Olympics would not be around in that area where Skid Row is. Skid Row's in downtown LA. And although there might be something at the Coliseum, like where USC is at, if you were at USC or that area where people buy cars, like I've been to downtown LA and all that, I've never even been into Skid Row. And there's all different sections of downtown, the J-Town, the Japanese area. There's the garment district. There's the produce district. I mean, what's the other one? The jewelry district. You don't even really, I'm like, you see that there's homelessness, but I've never been in the Skid Row area. So it's kind of by itself. Like you have to go out of your way to go into Chinatown. Like the Olympics aren't near Chinatown. You know what I mean? Like, so this is a very big spread out area. And in the way Skid Row is situated, at least by the location of, even though I've never been there, is it's kind of tucked back in, I would say, like the east section of downtown LA. And everything in downtown is near the 110 and the 10 interchange, which would be like the southwest section of it. And I would say the Olympic stuff would be on the outside of that. So you would probably never see it. Like not if you flew into LAX and went to SoFi, you would never see it. It's like on the other side of town. You know.
We'll do a show about it, Johnny.
Yeah, we'll do a show about Skid Row.
God, that would be fascinating if you went there live.
I'll display a map while we do it.
And I'll be in the car filming it, you know what I mean? And I won't get out. I won't, because there's a lot of people out there that if you try to get them on camera, they'll fucking throw cans at you or they'll throw a rock at you. They'll throw
Yeah, I've
something.
seen the guy ride his bike through there before, and they, you know, he's got like a $6,000 electric bike, and he goes down Figueroa and all that, and he goes through that, and I've seen him chase him before.
Johnny, ask me what that guy's name is. I forgot it.
What's his name, Mr. X, that does that?
I don't know. I can't remember the guy's name, but I see him.
I love him. He's good.
Yeah, he's got a really good channel. It's a good idea for a channel. But so the nobody hit the lotto.
Nobody hit the lotto.
It's at $1.4 billion, $634 million cash out. So nobody hit it.
Won. Nobody hit
won.
It. Erica, how you doing, Erica?
Let me see if the Mr. X got any winning numbers real quick.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm pulling out my ticket. The
Okay.
Powerball number is 22. I have 8 and 25, so I didn't get that. First number's 3. Did not get that on any of my tickets. The next number's 16. I don't have that on any of my tickets. Next number's 29. Don't have that on any of my tickets. 2 tickets I have. Next number's 61. I don't have that on any tickets. And the last number's 69. I do have 69. So out of the last 3 Powerballs, I've had 2 tickets each time, so a total of 6 tickets. I have only ever gotten 2 numbers. 2 numbers. But here's the thing, though. If you match 5 and don't get the Powerball, you still get $1 million.
Yeah.
Could you
Rainbow
imagine?
Melon, I don't know yet. Rainbow Melon, I don't know when I'm going to be going to Skid Row yet. I don't know. I'll probably be doing that. I'll probably be doing that as a members only show.
We're going to the fires first.
We're going to do what?
The fires.
Oh, we're going to do the fires first. We're going to go to the Palestad. We're going to go to the Palistads first and the
Malibu.
Pacific Ocean, the PCH,
Malibu.
and Malibu. We're going to go do that first for everybody.
Pacific Palisades, yeah. Erica's here. What's up, Erica?
Erica, my sweetheart.
It's a nice lady. Yeah, so I wanted to get to this thing because I saw Rainbow Melon was there. And Rainbow Melon had some weird shows. Like a couple nights ago, I was on late, and all of a sudden Rainbow Melon had like a Christian service playing. It was like a radio recording of it. And it was only me and Queen of Ossian in there. I thought I was dreaming for a minute. It's creepy almost. Then I get an email, and there's somebody said, "Hey, did you hear that Rainbow Melon was on the show with Christine?" I said, "No. I guess the video was listed unlisted. So you couldn't see it. But I had the link to it." Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went on there, and I listened to about maybe half of it before I shut it off. Rainbow Melon, Christine's lying to you. She is lying through her fucking teeth, and that's a very good representation of what Christine is actually like in real life behind our backs. Here's the problem that happened, Rainbow Melon, and you're welcome to come up here if you want, like it's my show. But we were starting to get contacted by multiple people that not only sent stuff to Christine, but also sent food to Christine. I'm going to give you an example. Texas Granny, Barbara Buffalo, HGT Dana. There's more. I think there's like 7 or 8 of them. Maybe there's more. I don't know. But I'm just going to use Texas Granny as an example. Sends her stuff, and then Christine will contact them, saying like, "I need food. I need food." And then, Texas Granny and these people like Barbara Buffalo, they send her food. Like, I'm talking about from the grocery store, like a DoorDash, like 100. Then Christine asks again. And they're like, "Christine, listen, we like you. We love you. We don't want to, I can't keep giving you food. Are you okay?" "Oh, yeah, but I'll just fight." Like, you could tell Christine, she'll be done with you real quick. Even like if you say, "Hey, I'm going to leave the show." "Okay, fine, bye." And then so Christine said, "Well, if you're not going to send me food again, I'm just going to go hungry." I'll just be hungry. And then, these ladies are like, well, what about your mom? What about the food pantry? What about, food stamps? I can't keep saying. Then we find out, Rainbow Melon, that it's not just Texas Granny. It's like 6 or 7 people. And it starts to these people start to feel like they're getting scammed. Now, ironically, they come to us. And we have no idea about it. I'm like, Jim, this is bad. But we're giving her the OTT for free. We don't need to go over there, but this is bad. Because these people, just like the thing with Marzi Girl, they're giving to her because they want us to have a place to go. Like, it's like here, Johnny's here or whatever, or any place on YouTube. So they kind of get like an extra show or get to see us. That's what they tell us. Not necessarily Johnny's show. Johnny's got his own people, but specifically Christine. I mean, frankly, she doesn't have a lot to offer. She doesn't talk a lot. But they also want to support people that we like. Could have been Bob back in the day or anybody else. I'm like, Jim, this is bad. We should just get rid of her. So what Jim does is like, if she's it's like a welfare check situation. This is all on Tuesday's show. And if you don't believe me, Rainbow Melon, and you're waiting for a credit card, I'd be happy to give you the OTT for a day or two, and you can go and watch Tuesday's show, Monday and Tuesday's show, and watch all of this because it happened most of it happened, I think, was on Monday or Tuesday? I'm getting them confused. But it all happened on the show. Tuesday. It was on Monday and Tuesday. Jim calls where Christine works and speaks to the manager. The manager has been at Christine's work at the grocery store longer than Christine has worked there. He's been there 27 years. She's been there 25. But they had only worked together for 2 years because he got transferred to Christine's store. And the manager's telling Jim they have all kind of programs. She doesn't look like she's hungry. She's never asked for any help. And she's actually turning down shifts. So this whole idea where she says she's not getting enough work, her manager said the opposite. Now, why would Jim contact and meddle in her work? It sounds bad, right? No. Jim was trying to find out if she had an emergency contact. When you apply for a job, you say, hey, who's your emergency contact? Oh, it's a wife, it's a husband, it's my mom, whoever. The manager of the grocery store listened to the entire story, said there's all kinds of programs that they could help Christine there. Now it's sounding more like a grift. And on top of that, she's never said anything to anybody there. He gets off the phone, says, I'll look up and I understand the situation. And he calls Jim back in the same show while we're still live and says there's no emergency contact. Nothing on her paperwork. There's nobody to call. So Jim does attempt to try to call Christine's mom again. The phone call lasts for about 15 seconds, 20 seconds. She basically hangs up on Jim. Christine's saying that Jim called multiple times. Jim called 8 times over a 4-month period. So when you hear 8 times, she making it sound like Jim called back to back to back to back to back to back. Really it was 8 times over a 4-month period. And the initial times was because Graham Knott sent some money, but he wanted her mom to be discussed upon it. And that was the 4 months ago. That's when it started. So the conversation is on the OTT between Christine and her mom. Christine's mom and Jim. It's very short. So after that point, after all that happened, I was like, Jim, we got to remove her right now. Let's just take her off. I want to take her off right now. This is bad. These people are feeling uncomfortable. By the way, just like Marzi Girl, Christine was getting the OTT for free. She was removed. Okay? It's another act of charity. There's 2 acts of charity there. Not only is she getting the OTT for free, but imagine being poor and getting led into a country club and around people that have money who are sending you money and then acting ungrateful to them like they did. And Texas Granny is not a liar. I don't think that woman is lying at all about this. She's never been wrong about anything. She's not lying about anything. She sent it. She could prove that she sent it. So next thing we find out, I think the next day, that Christine and her mom go down to the police department. Jim calls the police department. And the police department said, there's no police report. It doesn't exist. This is all on the OTT. Now, maybe they went afterwards, or maybe the police didn't want to say, but the police department said to this, our suggestion to you, it's kind of ironic because it almost sounds like the same thing that they said kind of about Watch Her Crazy, but in a different way. Just have nothing to do with her anymore. Don't be involved with her. If she's on your platform, get rid of her. Don't have anything. And when you are up here, Johnny, and she's up here, Jim will not come up here.
She's not allowed to come up here. She's not allowed out.
Yeah, and I know Jim's probably over, like Angel Gotti's got a show on like behind the paywall or whatever tonight, but and Jim might be over there, but Jim's not going to come around because he don't want. So Jim goes on the show and tries to have a conversation with Christine's show and tries to have a conversation and Rainbow Melon, you were right in what you said, that Jim was trying to help her. You were saying that, and you were right about that. Jim was trying to help her. He was, we did it live in real time, but it wasn't like anything salacious. It wasn't anything. And then we this is like a fucking scam. We've seen it with Crippled Chris. We've seen it with a lot of these people. Michelle, so what Jim does is you know what? Fuck this. He goes up on the show and he has the conversation with her. Now, later on, Christine comes on your show. And what did she say? He's going after my family and this and that. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Yeah. And she said it was nobody's business. It was nobody's business. It was nobody's business about her and her mother.
Right. But it is our business, or Jim's business specifically, when Christine is contacting a super moderator in somebody like Texas Granny or Barbara Buffalo, asking them after they've already given her groceries, saying, I'm hungry again. Well, why don't you get food from your mom? Why don't you get food from the food pantry? You work at a fucking grocery store. And the grocery store is telling the opposite of what you're saying. They're saying you're not taking enough shifts. You're saying there's not enough shifts. So which one is it? The manager, Rainbow Melon, even talked about how far she lived. How did she get there? She walks there. Stuff like that. So Jim talks to the police department. The police department says, here's what we could do. We could do a welfare check. We could go over to her place if you're requesting a welfare check. And Jim's like, nope, I don't want to scare her, because then people are thinking that I'm doing it for content. Nope. Something happens to her. We've tried. We're done with her. Like this. Go like this with your hands. Hands wiped clean of it. We're done. And then, after that little incident, Texas Granny, I'm glad that you're here. She starts going through a click, 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 blocking people from the OTT who have helped her.
Yeah, right in front of us, right in front of everybody. And everyone's name disappeared except for PZ's. And that's what PZ wrote. I'm totally confused when I was the only one who she didn't block. And then when you were doing a bit on her video, Mr. X, where she says Johnny Yarbrough wasn't blocked, he's fucking lying. I was blocked. Because not Rainbow Melon, but Barbara Buffalo went back and checked, and she said, Johnny, you've been blocked.
So this whole idea, and Jim treated her like he would treat Michelle with kids' gloves. I think what happens is this whole idea, and I'm not trying to be mean because I really don't. I don't have a bitter bone towards Christine. I don't dislike her at all, and I got to out her. I got to rat on her, so to speak, because I don't want to see our people who are genuinely hardworking people that have money get scammed. Frankly, I'd rather see it go to me or Johnny or anybody else, because we have the proof of it. It's on Tuesday's show. Mm-hmm. What happens is I hear Angel Gotti saying Christine's smarter than she really is. I don't believe that. And I don't think Christine is completely stupid either. She's in survival mode. She's doing whatever she can. She's manipulative, which we've seen with Michelle, and we've seen these people use their handicap to manipulate and tug on the heartstrings. That means she's smart. I don't know, but she's certainly been around for 50 years, and she knows that could probably gain her sympathy. I mean, even a dog could go up to somebody and whine and get a little bit of food. Doesn't mean the dog's going to pass the SAT. Well, you don't pass it, actually score high on the SAT. And maybe it's not her mom. Maybe it's that fucking live-in lady who comes there, the paid friend who's not helping her. I just think about all the people who sent her lighting and stuff. She didn't use any of that. And when we did the stuff with the hover cart, a week later, I'm going through a fucking drive-through at an In-N-Out Burger on a hover cart in full outfit in the middle of the day. Why doesn't she use any of that stuff? It's not a full-on scam, but it's kind of a scam. Yeah, a 12-year-old can still manipulate. That's right, Eric Murphy.
I don't understand why she's lying. I just don't understand why she's lying that she said that she's been on YouTube for 3 years. She hasn't been on YouTube for 3 years.
I don't know.
Well, she might
Joan Ann, you're 100% right. It's very similar to the Janelle situation. And Janelle manipulates and does what they're in survival mode. They're in survival mode. That's what it is. Christine's in a better situation because she's got her place paid for and all that. But what she doesn't understand is we're not going to allow these people to get scammed. And we don't. I mean, not at the price of what Texas Granny and them paid to them, and they did it because they did something nice. Like we could have done a lot more on the OTT.
Yeah, and don't forget HGT about Dana. Dana helped her out too.
There was a lot of people that helped her.
She bought her boxes and boxes and boxes of food off of Amazon, Mr. X.
Right. And then we hear that Christine's not allowed to use the stove or something like that. How is she going to do these cooking shows? See, this is what I always believe. I hate when people say, like even when the BJ, hey, I need steaks, so I could do the cooking shows. Well, raise the money first. I'm sorry, do the cooking show first. Then if people want to join in, then raise the money later.
Right.
I don't ask for people to pay like
Mr. X, when I did my cooking shows, I didn't ask nobody for nothing, did I?
Right. Yeah. And if people you didn't. And if people like the cooking show, be like, oh, hey, I want to throw in on this. That's how it should work. She ran out of fucking Lucky Charms and lunch meat. And she didn't probably want to make a box of, I don't know, macaroni and cheese.
Man, check this out. If I had a box of mashed potatoes and that's all I had to eat, I would I would turn the stove on, put a pot of hot water on there,
burn the house down,
and eat a bowl of mashed potatoes. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, I remember that too, Barry. We told her that was the wrong way to go about it. Yeah, there's cookbooks at the library for free. That's right. Yeah, but I think what happens, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what her physical capabilities are or anything like that. I like being around her, but what happens is they get more comfortable with grifting. And Christine, technically, she's not really taking you anywhere. She's not doing she's not really doing anything other than, she's replaying court cases, which if you wanted to watch the court case, you could go watch it on network and not have to watch it through YouTube. And Christine just sits there and pirates their show. And if she was at least stopping it or cutting in saying, here's what my opinion is, at least you could say, oh, okay, she's creating something. She's not. It's not a show. And then, so what happens with Jim's personality, and Jim sometimes can be harsh, is he tries to help Christine. It fucks over people who are subscribers. Next thing you know, Leanne's talking about it for 2 hours because she's got nothing to talk about in her life that's interesting. Or just like maybe Betty Hayward, they don't want to expose anything about themselves to fucking grift. Yeah, I think I don't remember, but Jim said 12. I knew that there were 7. All these people are sending her food. How is it that I can live off $50 a week in groceries and she needs more than that? Doesn't make any sense.
Mr. X, there's 2 of us. There's me and PZ, and we live off. How much do we live off a week, PZ? About $100. $150 bucks. About $150. What me and PZ lives off for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and you guys aren't buying sushi or going out to, expensive stuff. Yeah, math is not mathing here. It's not making any sense.
When are you taking me, Johnny? You promised.
What?
The buffet where Mr. X went.
We're going next month because I'm having my surgery in October.
Rainbow Melon, I don't know how much. Jim knows the numbers. I don't know the numbers. I want to say it was around 2,500 or something like that, but I don't want to misquote something and then somebody like Fumble Nuts goes and makes a video on it. So I'm always very hesitant to say numbers or how many people or this or that. But once one or two people came out and said, yeah, I've sent Christine stuff. Like, I think Barbara voiced her concern to Jim and Texas Granny voiced her concern to me, and it was almost at the same time. And then a handful of more people like, yeah, I sent her stuff too. And this wasn't the Amazon wish list thing either, like a few things she wanted. This is like beyond that. I'm her calling people saying, I'm hungry, send groceries to me.
Texas Granny says she spent 150, Mr. X.
All right, 150. It's a lot of money.
That is
And
a lot
on
of money.
top of that, like Texas Granny's generous to us. Like let's say Texas Granny throws Jim $10 and me $10, a show or once a week or whatever it is. I don't want to mathematically calculate. She's paying for the OTT. She's got grandkids. She's got kids of her own. You know what I mean? She's got sending money to these weirdos and masks on YouTube and all that and stuff and on streaming. And she's got to feed some mentally handicapped woman. No, she doesn't. She works at a fucking grocery store. And
Yes.
you can hear it, Rainbow Melon, when the boss says we have all kinds of programs that would help her. She's never asked. That's when we knew she was lying. So whose word are you going to take from it? Her boss, her manager, who Jim had 2 phone calls with, or her? Or her fucking mom? Yeah, I appreciate it, and we like you too, Texas Granny. But it's like, I mean, we'll look at it like this. The reason I brought up those numbers, let's just say Texas Granny gives $10 to Jim and me every week, 4 weeks, okay? And I don't know if that's a number. I'm just going to say that. So that's $80 a month. Plus, let's say she pays for the OTT. She's like at 100 and something. In one shot, Texas Granny sent Christine $150 worth of groceries. One shot. That's more than a subscription and 2 grown men combined. And then the problem is not like anybody being in need. I can understand that. But contacting Texas Granny again, saying, I need food again. And Texas Granny be like, I can't do that. Then I'll just go hungry then. Is that what you want? Hey, fuck you. I got grandkids. I got family. I want to spend my money on what I've already sent you money. That's when it turns into a grift. And Christine's like, fine, I just don't care. I don't care. And this is exactly the reason, which gets me back to Monica R. and Steve, which is why Steve has been one of the biggest contributors there ever been. I could argue that Steve is 3 times more as a contributor than whatever the next highest person is. Okay? And I'm not going to get into financials, but he was very generous. If he's not on the show anymore, I'm not going to be disrespectful to him. Somebody like Chanel leaves the show. She was a big contributor at one point, but people move on. We don't own these people. I'm not going to be disrespectful to them. So when Christine receives money or food from these people and she's disrespectful to them after the fact and just discounts them, that's Monica R. That's disregarding people. And that's why I took offense to that comment of yours. And then we're going to see who disregards somebody on Friday. So, yeah, it's insulting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these people have kids and grandkids, and they got to feed Christine.
Wow. You know, Mr. X, since I have started my YouTube channel, the only thing I have ever got helped with was my my StreamYard. That was about it. I never asked for food money. I never asked for or anything like that at all. Only for StreamYard. And you guys helped me with StreamYard.
Yeah, it was actually my idea because
it was your idea, yeah.
You can't go on as much because you got the free StreamYard, then that kind of affects us. And between a few of us, we can, pay the $45 or $50. And the only time that I've ever done anything like that is it was actually Jim's idea for the hover cart. That wasn't my idea, and I almost feel bad that like I'm not using it enough. Like I've used it a lot, but like how much, I have it in the openings and this and that, or if Dana, like anytime anybody sends me anything, see, that's one thing people don't understand about Steve is You would just I would get an email from Steven. He's like, you know how you were talking about Plato's Retreat? I'm like, yeah, you got a shirt coming tomorrow. Yeah, like that's how he is. And a beyond anything that's like monetary, he's just a nice guy. If he never gave a penny, he's a nice guy. Look, like Chanel. She hasn't been involved in our stuff in a long time. She's a nice lady. She's just a nice lady.
And Texas Granny sent me money for StreamYard too, and I never, you know what? And she asked how can I help? How can I help? And I told her where I needed help at. She said no problem. But I never went back and asked Granny for another red cent like Christine did. You know what I mean?
The problem with Christine, she had her nails done. She had a story about that. She had, she could tell she's not exactly dying for food. It just didn't add up. It was odd.
But here's my thing. Why would she ask Texas Granny for and Barbara and all these other people for groceries and money when she was kept on sending you and Jim cash apps?
Right. And we told her not to. Obviously she's not too bright.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of goes without saying. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not making fun of her. I don't dislike her. But talk about disregarding people. She just starts fucking blocking everybody. And her mom is that high and mighty that she can't have a conversation with Jim. Especially after all this. I mean, it's the same thing as Marzi Girl. Marzi Girl's, by the way, gotten more than anybody ever combined. Yeah. I would say Marzi Girl got more money than everybody combined that ever needed help, by far.
Right.
And that I don't even know how much Steve sent to her. I have no idea. So it's just not good.
Not good at all, Mr. X.
So that's what I wanted you to hear, Rainbow Melon, because we have the proof of it. She could tell you whatever she wants to tell you. We have it on Tuesday's show. It's there. And what's this, Rainbow Melon, that you were contacting Jim and saying that you thought you saw him in Michigan or something? What's been going on with you? Yeah, he's not in Michigan.
Erica, me and Erica, me and PZ and Mr. X will pray for your dad that he can stop getting these infections so he can catch a break. And our prayers go out to your dad, Erica. Yeah, Mr. X, Erica's dad keeps on getting these infections in his legs. And so they had an appetite. They appetited one of them. And now he's back in the hospital again because they.
This is definitely the age, or if the people here are about 10 or 15 years older than me, their parents get sick or whatever. I mean, it's definitely happens. So I don't know. I don't want to see anything bad for Christine. I don't want to see anything bad happen for Michelle. I don't want to even see anything bad happen for Marzi. But if you're going to come on our show, Jim's show specifically, because I really don't do this with people. I don't even really have people up. But specifically Jim's show, he's going to make you be a part of the show. That's what this is. He's going to make you earn it. And he didn't make Christine earn it like he did Marzi Girl. But Marzi Girl, granted, did get a lot more.
And you know what? He didn't make Christine do. Christine didn't do nothing to earn the membership.
And we
The
tried.
only thing Christine had was just a place that we could go and speak to, and she was on all the time.
Yep.
Go to and just hang out at.
Mr. X, after my surgery, Mr. X, I'll be coming on a lot more often like I used to do before. But right now I got so many appointments. I got dentist appointments. I got doctor's appointments. I got, so that's why I haven't been on as much.
No, I understand.
But when I get out of surgery, I'm not going to probably be on for about a week or so. Because I'll probably come on, but I'll probably have to sit down in a comfortable chair. You know what I'm saying? So I don't hurt myself.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because my stomach is going to be still healing from all the all the incisions and stuff like that.
Well, just take it day by day, even if you're laying in a bed. I mean, you don't have to do anything. But, I look at it like this. We were talking about getting your tooth pulled for $100 the other day. Just for what Texas Granny sent her, you could have got 1.5 teeth pulled.
Yeah.
If you would have taken all of the money that she got for food, which apparently she didn't need, and that's my opinion. I don't know, but I don't think she needed it. Not according to what that manager said. She just wanted to get it easier for our group. Doesn't have any trace to her work, to her mom, to her real life, to her, like, our group is untraceable to her mom. So that's why, or that caretaker. That's what I think it is. But I would have rather seen that money go to you. And even if you had one tooth pulled, it would be interesting. It would help you. And like it's very nice what these people did, and they're very nice women, very caring. But it's like, fuck.
And look what Barry Wilson wrote. She has memberships everywhere.
That's
Yeah.
how she takes her money. She doesn't keep up with them, and they charge her card automatically. That's fucking.
And I mean, somebody's got to sit down with her and walk her through and just cancel all the memberships, or maybe she needs to cancel the card and get another one. But it's just like, her problems shouldn't be other people's problems.
Right.
And it doesn't add up anyway. She's got why does she have well, I got it for a gift card. Well, instead of getting a gift card from your caretaker to get your nails done, it's not like she's going to the Met Gala or anything. She's not going anywhere. She doesn't have to dress up anywhere. It's not like she's going into an office and is a secretary and she wants to look good for the boss or anything. She's staying at home and, braless and watching shows. Why does she need her nails done? Take that. Say, hey, listen, instead, I appreciate you wanting to get my nails done. I really need some food. I mean, you have no problem asking Texas Granny and other people like that. That's bad for business. And I don't care what she said to you, Rainbow Melon. She's lying. I booted her. And I wanted to boot her beforehand, and Jim didn't let me. I wanted to get rid of her before this because I knew this was becoming a problem. When I first caught wind of it, I wanted to get rid of her that day until we could figure it out. And apparently I'm supposed to work for free too. Yeah. Don't forget, coming on these shows, we try to keep up awareness, try to let people know what we're doing. We get to get some of the stuff out to the haters on the YouTube stuff. Then we do 60 hours a week. I realize people would rather have more live streaming content than me putting up hardcore pranks that are on demand or stuff like that. So we up the ante on the live streaming content. But don't forget about all the time behind the scenes. I'm going to spend a couple hours here coming up, probably tomorrow, setting up Mr. X News Network, Crab Legs Friday. The Canva doesn't take too long to make now because it's already all set up. Then I set up another Mr. X News Network on Monday so people can chat. It's not as easy to do it on YouTube. And then I write out every show. Guess what happens when I don't write out the show? Exactly what happened on Monday when Jim and I got into an argument. I spent 3 hours editing something, and Jim didn't want me to tell his news. And I'm like, Jim, that's what the basis of this show was going to be about. I really don't have anything else. I wouldn't have spent 3 hours editing that. I would have set up the show more, but you said you had all the content for it. And that's what happens when I, don't do what I'm I shouldn't depend on anybody is basically what I'm saying. Not even Jim. Because Jim gets a bug up his ass on a show, or he gets pissed off at somebody or something and he decides to drop down. I can't be depending on his content, which I only know bits and pieces of anyway. And his content was twofold. It was Arizona Traveler being dead, which, by the way, you missed that too, and all that information, Rainbow Melon. And this stuff about laying pipe that none of the haters want to talk about. Him being arrested. And then this Christine thing also creeped in. Yeah, that's what I tried to, Texas Granny. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, Texas Granny, we missed you, Texas Granny. Thank you for coming in here tonight. We really do enjoy your company when you're here.
So yeah, I mean, I thank you, PZ. And the reason I do it that way is because I don't want to talk about these haters on the OTT. I don't want to spend 2 shows back-to-back days, but stuff was happening in real time, so I understand. Talking about Arizona Traveler and talking about laying pipe. I'd rather talk about the Powerball.
Mr. X, I just wanted to say this to you, Mr. X. Every time you come and do X and N news, you're on point. The only time that you answer your phone is when you say, all right, phone lines are open. I like that about you. I like that because you wanted to get all your news out first before everybody. Because if you had your phone lines open, it would constantly be like people be calling you.
It would knock me off track.
It'll knock you off track.
And what I try to do, this is unlike what Monica R says, is I don't want to disregard anybody. People call me all the time, like, I don't know whatever happened to that Traveling Fools guy, but when he would call me about this college football show, I never leave a phone call where I don't call somebody back. In fact, I've already written myself an email when I was talking to Adele and earlier, like, send Adele an updated code. You know what I mean? So I don't forget about it. Like, I'm not disregarding. I mean, now the reason I'm not doing it right this second is because we don't have a show till Friday. There's really no rush,
Right.
And I think these people realize that, but I don't think so. Rainbow Melon, I appreciate it. It's very nice. I believe in that 10,000 hour rule. If you put 10,000 hours into anything, you become an expert at it. And I think I put 10,000 hours into streaming in these 3 years. Easily. Now, could we make things better? Like putting up more on-demand content and all that? I started thinking about it. I was like, yeah, I could dedicate the time to that. Like in this time frame, Johnny, I was never an editor. Never. I started learning how to edit because of this.
This is why I'm learning too. Look what I put together tonight, and in 7 minutes, this background drop here.
I mean, you're right. You start learning little bit by little bit, and then there's new add-ons to StreamYard all the time. Like you could put the logo on the left corner, you can move it now, and the sound effects. There's new things so like there's always little new things to learn, but then there's always new content. I had to do some. There you go. I had to do some real planning. This is Jim was involved in this too, to nail Watcher Crazy that I did. Like I give you an example. I knew this was going down, and Jim's like, I don't know if this is a good idea, dude. I don't know if this is good. They're going to try to serve you for me, and I'm like, how could they? It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I'm not sure. Jim did not want me to confront her. I said, fuck them. They're not going to show up, Jim. They're not going to show up. I guarantee. Jim was a little worried about it. I don't know if Jim wants people to know about it. Certainly more worried about it than I was. So I said, Jim, here's what I'll do. I'm going to write out all the things Watcher Crazy did wrong that violate the law in California. And then we're going to contact the attorney. We are going to contact the attorney. And if I have to personally pay for the attorney to rewrite out everything and put it on his letterhead in order for it to be served, we'll do that. Can you find Miss Texas here? Hey, can you find a process server in her area? Yeah, I'll do that. Now I got a lady who's a private investigator in the Southeast who works for me. I don't talk about her a whole lot, but she does some jobs for me that have nothing really to do with this. And she put me in touch with kind of a network of process servers. And Jim did some calls, and he's like, dude, I found a process server that beats all the prices that you found, and he'll record it. And I was like, so not only do we get her process served, but we get the recording of it? And he's like, yeah. And so we could tell right off the bat that she lied. She wasn't there. Then we definitely knew when Janelle was walking around there. Like, it was becoming more and more evident that she was not there. So all this cost money. And I told the process server, if you serve her on the first day, explained to him the whole situation, told him up front everything that was going on. I'll pay you more money than you asked for, especially if you get it on camera. I even had it written out like Like I had a listing written out. I know I talked about this before. Like this time is try to arrive at the airport, do rumble. Dr. Bailout goes to her gate to see if she's going to come in from Houston, which we knew at that point she wasn't going to come, but we wanted the footage just to have it. Okay, stay at my gate. Get photos of it. Contact the process server. While on the airplane, have the process server send me the footage. Land. Go live. Jim's already live on XNN. Come up. How long will it take me to the airport? I paid more money to get to a certain location from the airport faster. Like I already had it all pre-planned, knowing that she would no show. That's just that one example of things. So I was like, not only do we get to, I like 2 or 3 for ones. Not only do we get to expose her, we get to serve her, which is what her police department says, but I think it'll make for great content. It's like a 3 for 1, and it's not even that expensive to do. And she went nuts. Oh, it's signed. It's illegally signed. This isn't a real attorney. I'm going to go after that. I'm going to go after the bar. Now we are 18 days removed from that, 19 days removed from that, and you never hear them talk about it. But here's another thing you'll never hear them say again. Date, time, place, location. That little bullshit excuse is now over. I ended that. I ended that for them. They can't say that anymore. Now, well, what they'll say is, well, what about Jim? Jim won't say that. Listen, we told you, I prayed about it. And, I'm afraid I'm so glad that I have a signed affidavit that she was lying about who she was. She's 5'2", 250 pounds. And her first reaction was, what if this isn't me? She lied to you people. And so did Fumblenuts. And I am the one who, and this is like, Jim was telling me, like, dude, maybe, I think Jim was saying it maybe for your sake, for his sake, Jim's sake, you should just cancel the trip. I said, fuck that. This trip has already been booked since May. I've been talking about this has nothing to do with Watch Her Crazy. This has to do with me going out there having a good time and betting on some sports and playing some slot machines. If I could get some extra footage for streaming, I'll do it. Gladly do it. And I think I went live like 6 times in like those 4 days or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Not all of them were our shows, but you won't see Leanne do that. In fact, I was going live and proving she wasn't there so much that Lacey H says, is this what he does when he's on vacation? I don't even consider it a vacation. I just consider it an extension of LA. Miss Texas coming in on a super sticker.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Miss Texas, for a super sticker, $10. Thank you, Miss Texas.
But now, it's just so quick. It's funny how people forget, and I don't forget. This is why I love to repeat it over and over again. Fumblenuts didn't show up. Sancho didn't show up. Ruben Sanchez didn't show up. All these people, and Laying Pipe didn't show up. And every one of these people, Watch Her Crazy, didn't show up. They said they were going to be there. It's never like I said, I'm here, motherfucker. I'm inviting you. They said, you won't do this. And I did what they said they wouldn't do. And they weren't there. And then the best part of all this, Johnny, is we got that little clip where we heard the real Fumblenuts. We knew what the real Fumblenuts is. Let's catch them when they're slipping. Let's catch them when they're not paying attention. That's the snitch in that man. That's the cow. Instead of him saying, Watcher, I wish you would have gone. I'll pay for your ticket. I'll pay for your hotel because I got a job. Go up to that guy if you see him and punch him right in the mouth. And if you hear all her little friends, I got your bail money, that's what you should do. But it's a dog with no teeth. She could never act tough again. And there's so many other things that have been forgotten about. What about Kaylee? Nobody's talking about her brain aneurysm anymore. What about Charlie sending love in her husband's situation? Could you imagine if there were pictures of Johnny or me wearing red panties and my dick sticking out the side of them on the internet? Could you fucking imagine? They're talking about a last name being changed. Watch Her Crazy. You know why Terry was shortened and not changed, but shortened to Terry? Because Jim Terry Music is easier to say than the other last name. and it makes it less expensive for a sign. Jim's mom, Mrs. Terry, that's easier for a 6th grader to spell than a last name that has 13 letters. A lot of 3rd and 4th, 5th generation Americans change their last names. They shorten it. You know, it's just complete bullshit, debauchery. And every one of these fucking people, I think we did the math the other day on a show, 8 of them have been arrested. We have figured out that 8 of these haters have been arrested in the 3 years that we've been doing this. And Watch Her Crazy is one of them. Well, here's what I think. Here's the reasons I think Watch Her Crazy didn't show up. Then I'm going to take off here in a minute.
All right.
Because I did want to go to the gym before it gets too late.
Yeah.
I don't think Watch Her Crazy says she doesn't like to fly. I believe it's because she's obese and it would be uncomfortable for her to be in an airplane for 2.5 hours. I'm 6'1", 195. I always say it. My legs are kind of long. I mean, I'm not super tall or anything, but like I got to always sit in the aisle and put my legs out in the aisle. What if I was 5'2", 250 pounds as a woman? It would be uncomfortable to sit on a Southwest Airlines for 3 hours. But the thing is, she tried to make the jump like she was going to be in Los Angeles LAX airport and was going to come there. So what I did is crossed all my T's, dotted all my I's, went to the World Police Department, didn't go there, contacted them and said, is it legal to serve somebody at the airport? Yes. Is anybody going to get any trouble? Because this woman has made violent threats. Is anybody going to get any trouble if somebody's served? They said, if you serve the person, all you have to do is serve them and walk away. If they do anything in the airport, so if she would have done that and been served by Dr. Bailout and tried to throw a punch at her, they would have got her. She couldn't have won. And whatever happened to this big surprise she was the big surprise that she was a no-show? That's the big surprise? We're gonna get them. How? The only people who got recently are Laying Pipe and Eric Foss. They're the people who got. And here we are streaming wide open, saying, here's where I'm at. I'm at New York. You know, I'm not hiding from anybody, showing where I'm at, walking around multiple times. The only person in this people who are hiding are people like Fumble Nuts and Watch Her Crazy and Leanne and them, because they don't tell you where they're at. I have never heard of Watch Her Crazy saying, I'm going here and I'm going live at this time, ever. Never heard it. I mean, you might see her in a car pop up, but I've never, except for when she went to Michelle's. I mean, that's the only time I could think of. Yeah, I know, PZ. She admitted to being a troll. Yeah, it's not trolling. It's not trolling because we knew she wasn't going to show up. And the only thing she escaped from, and she's so fucking lucky, is the fact that camera didn't work, or at least the process server said it didn't work. If we had that footage of her walking out of that house, waddling out of that house at 5'2", 250 pounds, and getting served like that and getting exposed like that, that would have been. That's the only hiccup. She's so lucky that guy fucked up. Sue me, she says. No. Nobody's going to sue you. Next time you make a violent threat, we're going to go down to the police department. You've already been served, and then you're going to have to come to California. Let's see if you get on an airplane that time. You've noticed she's never made any violent threats since then? Dog with no teeth.
Only towards me, Mr. X.
Well, maybe you need to do the same thing then.
He did. He started.
I did.
That's what I said, Eric Murphy. She probably would have to pay 2 tickets. And she's like, I'm going to be out there early. I'm going to do this and that. And then she had the nerve to lie to people. This is a question that's never been answered with Watch Her Crazy. When she did that little live in like late July where she was telling Fumble Nuts and Charlie sending love, where was that at? It was behind some kind of paywall. She didn't show the live chat replay. You couldn't see how many people were in the chat. Like right now, I can see, PZ's here, Queen of Us Aussian, Eric Murphy, Rainbow Melon's been here. Texas Granny popped in. Miss Texas here. Like, there's people popping in. I couldn't see. How many people did she tell? 2? The snitch Fumble Nuts and the lady who's married to a guy who's walking around in drag and literally selling his ass on the internet. Is that's the troll? That's the audience? There's no proof of anything else, not that I've seen. I saw people saying, be careful to her. The people who were worried about her doing something stupid. They weren't in on it. No, she lied. Enough about that. Yeah, she wouldn't be able to fit her body within one seat. She's obese. She couldn't do it. And frankly, how much has she ever flown in her life? But I tell you what, she had no problem flying down to fucking Florida and meeting up with Arkansas and them. And I can tell you this. I've flown all around this country many times. And I know Houston's kind of like the middle part. You know, it's like kind of like the layover. It is quicker to fly to Vegas from Houston than it is to fly to Tampa from Houston. Probably not by much. And I would say it's probably a little bit smoother of a flight to fly to Tampa because when you get over those Rockies, it gets kind of bumpy, the Rocky Mountains. But yeah, she could have done it easy. I mean, she had no problem going further. And who is this guy she was supposed to be coming with? She doesn't have anybody in her life. She's alone. Nobody loves her. The only people that like her or even tolerate her are people who mutually dislike Jim. That's it. There's nobody out there that really... It's the same thing with Fumble Nuts. There's not a person out there like, you know what? Watch Your Crazy does some good content. Like, at least with Fumble Nuts, I could say he's gotten better at what he's done. But he's still a dog with no teeth. You know. I'm like Johnny, I'm like 95 to 98% sure that I'll never, ever meet Fumble Nuts or Watch Your Crazy in person in my life. I'll never see those people. They'll never show up to where I'm at, ever.
I hope not, Mr. X. I hope not.
Well, and I begged each one of them, please do not show up. I'm giving you a spoiler like Paul Heyman. If you show up, I'm already ahead of you. You're walking into a territory that you don't know where you're walking into. Like, at some point, I'm going to have a screening in Florida for this next movie. It's going to happen. I did it before. And what's going to happen is if they try to walk into that arena, we're going to already be waiting for them. It's not going to be good for them. They're not going to catch me slipping. Slipping on what?
Slipping on dessert.
Yeah, she said, Eric Murphy says, if she would have seen X, she couldn't control her reaction and could lose everything she has. So my thing is to that is like, okay, let's just say I'm walking around the New York live. Okay, like I was. I went from the New York to the Oreo and back live on camera. And everybody knows that I always stay around that Las Vegas Boulevard Tropicana area. There's Mandalay Bay, Luxor, Excalibur, New York, Park MGM, MGM Grand, Oyo, all right there. There's more as you go further north up the strip. City Center, Bellagio, etc. If she saw me, what could she do? First of all, I'm a man. I'm 6'1", 195 and in shape. She's 5'2", a woman, 250 pounds. What could she do? She couldn't have brought a weapon with her. What's she going to do? Record me from a distance and shit talk me? Try to throw hands? That's something Fumble Nuts won't even do as a man. She's going to do it? What's she going to not control herself with? She going to make a shank in her hotel room and try to... Even if she had a knife on her, she couldn't do anything to me. She would literally have to have a gun. And if she had a baseball bat, she couldn't do anything to me. I guarantee you, if it was me and Watch Her Crazy in a cage and she had a baseball bat, I'd take it off her. She might get one hit in. One. All I'd do is just shoot low. I'd grab her ankle. She'd topple over like a fucking Tweedledee and Tweedledum. She'd be on her back like a beetle, and I'd take it from her. I mean, I wouldn't want. I don't want to do that to a woman, but there's nothing she would need a weapon, a gun. That's the only thing, or a taser or something. It'd be her only shot. She knows that she can't be that stupid. She's not an athlete. Yeah, if she could sumo run me over. I don't even think she could run, Eric. Maybe.
Yeah.
A lot of people talking, but not a lot of people doing.
Yep.
And I thought about it. I thought about Johnny about, editing that all together. Fuck that. Why am I doing that? So I could be like Fumble Nuts? I have it. I have all the footage. I'd rather cut together something new, like being on the ATV I just bought.
Yeah.
I'd rather do something like that and make something goofy, like that. But what? Reiterate a small documentary that she's a coward? Everything you need to know about Watch Her Crazy lives on in her coward son. Her son's a coward. She had to shoot somebody because he was getting his ass whipped in her front yard, really her mom's front yard. I mean, she bred a coward. She's a coward. And she has the gall to talk about last names and shortening a last names. How many last names does she have on her mugshot? She got like 3 last names. Which one is it? Start with a K, start with a Y. And what is it? You got like 3 or 4 of them. Fucking idiot.
Good night, Queen. Good night, Queen.
Johnny, I'm out of here too.
Okay, buddy.
Where's Shark Hitter at tonight? I
don't know. He was waiting on a Uber a while ago, earlier. I think he's doing his study night tonight.
Well, I wanted to end on this, even though I said a lot about Christine. I don't want anybody to be mean to her. Everybody here is adults, and frankly, most people are older than me here. Do what you want with your money. It's just, I don't want to see you guys do that because you think it's helping us. And when I say us, I'm talking about me and Jim. I think it's very nice of these people who gave her money and gave her food. I mean, it shows the quality of the people that we have on the OTT, which everybody knows is very high. You hear the haters say, like, who could follow them? People who have jobs, people who have money, people who are intelligent people with college degrees, who maybe like, a little bit goofy humor. And as far as Monica R goes and the Steve thing, listen, if Steve doesn't like the OTT and he said something like that, he's allowed to have his opinion. Do you know at one point Steve had 3 memberships at one time on the OTT? We'll talk about that on Friday. So, yeah. I mean, if somebody doesn't like something, like we had a lady contact me, I can't remember who it was, and she's like, I wish you guys would do more true crime. Well, we did Monday and Tuesday. I don't know if that's a true crime she wanted, but...
Who said that?
I can't remember. There was a lady who emailed. She's like, I wish you guys would do more true crime. Well, it happened that Eric Foss and Layan Pipe got arrested within almost a week of each other. So there's your true crime. And Rainbow Melon, Jim is still blocked from your phone. He said he's getting all kind of weird messages from you when he tries to call you back. I don't know what's going on over there. But one thing that I always try to do is if I say I'm going to do something, I always try to do it the best of my ability. I guarantee you everything I just said about Christine, just like everything I said I would do with Watch Her Crazy, it's on that show on Tuesday. It's there. Like, I don't need to replay it or rehash it. It's there. She can't lie about it. Why would that guy at the grocery store, her manager, lie about an emergency contact number? Yeah, I'm trying to, PZ. Yeah, I agree, Texas Granny. There's a lot of really good people. The people come and go. I mean, people got to go. I know that, like, for example, Grateful Nomad, is not on there. She said she wanted a month break, but then she pops up in some other chats. That's fine. She don't have to be there every month. I'm not upset at her. I don't dislike her because of that. It's expensive. You know, Rainbow Melon isn't on there. I don't dislike her because she's not on there for a month or whatever. And I don't dislike somebody if they say, hey, listen, I don't like the content you guys are putting out. I dislike things when somebody says I'm doing something I'm not doing. That's what I dislike. Or saying that I'm fucking hiding.
Yeah. Mr. X, you know it. You know you're not hiding, so you don't have to prove shit to nobody.
Well, not now. I mean, I it's done.
Yeah.
It's what else could I do?
Yeah.
Go on live.
I mean, there's nothing else I could do. I've done it too much, and sometimes it makes for good content, but then we just go around the circle and we've already talked about it. We've already done it 6 or 7 times. Look at that. R2D2.
Yep. This is my little. I talk to this guy every time I get upset, Mr. X. I talk to him.
He speaks back.
Yep. He tells me everything's going to be okay.
Yep. The one thing that these guys are good at doing is striking stuff on YouTube. They got that down. And just being pests. Just being pests.
Mr. X, I got a question to ask you real quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay, like say this stream right here, right? This stream right here, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going to use Angel Gotti for an example, okay? If she is using my content on her video, I post a push down. I post whatever this video URL is the one I got to put down in the copyright section of my video, right?
Yeah,
not
Watch
Her Crazy's video, right?
Well, you mentioned Angel Gotti or Watch Her Crazy.
I'm sorry, Angel Gotti. So I don't. So if Angel Gotti's on right now, I don't put her YouTube.com/watch question mark B equals that in those numbers.
So yes, you do both. Here's how it works. When you you do both. So let's just say somebody plays 20 minutes of your show and never does any commentary or fair use. You put down the link of their YouTube show, okay? And then you put down the timestamps. It happened from 10 minutes to the 20-minute mark. And then you talk about how it's copyright violation. And you say there's no fair use. The person never spoke. They never stopped the video and spoke about it. They just played my stream for 10 minutes straight. This is a copyright violation. Now, here's what they can do. And then you got to post your show where the initial footage came from.
Right.
So then you put that in and then you describe it. And sometimes YouTube will email you back and say, we need more information.
Okay.
So the problem is, and this is where Watch Her Crazy, the good and the bad is this. No matter what, their video is going to get knocked down for 10 days. And by the time 10 days passes, their video's old news. So that's what they lose. What they'll win, which is not really winning much, is they're going to say fair use and they'll get their video back up. Because YouTube's going to just side with everything that's considered fair use. The only way to stop them fully would be to have a court order, which costs money to do. Or if they were to take, for example, the video book of Kyle the Coyote or Samurai Priest or one of my movies that have been copywritten and play the whole thing. Like if they played Protocol New Orleans from beginning to end. Granted, it's only 7 minutes, but if they play it from beginning to end, you could go to the Library of Congress if it's already copywritten and file something. I don't remember if it's $40 or $60, and that'll stop it too. That's why they never do anything that's copywritten through the Library of Congress. Like they won't ever play Samurai Priest because I'd file that in a heartbeat and it would knock their channel down. So, but YouTube, you and we do so many streaming shows, it's hard to copyright it. So you would have to get a court order. So there's that dance there. They get the 10 days knocked off, they get it back, but by the time it comes back, nobody gives a shit about it. So, and then they have to waste their time. But when they say, I won, I got it back. Yeah, nobody's watching it anymore. It's old news. By now, somebody new has been arrested.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the tipping point for that. But I guarantee you, if they played Samurai Priest on their channel, I would file that in a heartbeat with the Copyright Office, Library of Congress. And they won't go. They know better. They're not that stupid. They'd be gone.
Yeah.
We're kind of in this minutia where we don't copyright right away through the Library of Congress all these streaming shows.
Right.
So, I mean, you could. Now, if they took something and could you go and copyright and then go through that process? Yeah. And then the other aspect that you could do is I could put the movie into YouTube, and anytime any of it were to come up, it would get knocked down, like what WWE does.
Yeah. So how can I make her show come down while she's doing it, while she's doing the live show, and she's using my content for her? How can I make it come down?
I don't know why sometimes. Yeah, I don't know why sometimes it comes down live, like that one instance where her show was taken down live. I think it's just a matter of our real life human beings watching it or available at the time that you do the copyright strike. Because it seems like when I did the ones on Fumble Nuts, it was always done like 2 or 3 a.m. Pacific. Like they got somebody up late at YouTube, Google, just doing it then. Like somebody's doing it overnight and they get it like 2 days later. But so once in a while, you'll get somebody that's there and they'll do it right on the spot and they're gone.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Anyways, that's it though.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I have tonight.
Why does YouTube even waste the time on it? Well, because they want to have terms of service and they want to have regulations. But I think that the 2257 compliance aspect of it is ridiculous. So here's a perfect example. Did you see the Hulk Hogan thing?
Yeah.
Bubba the Love Sponge is putting out a documentary that's releasing next Friday it's called Video Killed the Radio Star. It's about Hulk Hogan and the sex tape. Well, Hulk Hogan's son sued him because he says it used trademarks and violates stuff, copyright and intellectual property of the Hulk Hogan trademark and that brand. But those have been trademarked for a long time. Plus, he's got the money and the attorneys to do it. If that was the case, it would be a lot easier to get rid of people like Watcher Crazy and Fumble Nuts for stealing content like that. So it just depends. Do you want to sue? You want to put the money into it? You could. Yeah, always put the timestamps too. Yes, that's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's basically it.
Yeah, you got anything else, Mr. X?
That's it. I think it's a little bit late here. I hope I still have enough time to go.
Yeah, it's 10:17.
Johnny, ask him what the best way to get the timestamps is.
What's the best way to get to the timestamps?
Well, what I do is you just go from the moment they start doing your show, showing your show, to the moment that it ends, and then you put that timestamp there and say, and then if they do it again, then you do the next timestamp. Then you might do it throughout the show, or you could say, this entire show is my show.
Okay.
And if it's live, you kind of have to do it backwards. You kind of have to figure out what the timestamp would be, because it's, you figure out how long have they been live, and you got to figure it out backwards. Sometimes I just try to roughly guess the time, and that's taken down her show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's the only way to do it. But I mean, then it turns into a giant time waster for you. But if you strike it enough, and enough people are striking her, she'll be gone. She's not making any money anyway. If you strike any of these people down, they're just going to do what I did. They're just going to get another channel.
Yeah.
It's not going to make them go away. Gives a shit. Betty Hayward's a band creator. What does that mean? Doesn't even mean anything. Gives a shit.
Oh, and I wanted to let you know too, she is back. Her new name is Bette. And she has laying the pipe as her and laying the pipe in her avatar.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I haven't seen any new videos from her.
No, she hasn't been in no new videos. She's a member over there at Angel Gotti's though.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, she hasn't come up and said, hey, here's what happened with laying pipe. He was he got arrested again.
You know what? I can honestly say this. If I ever got arrested, Mr. X, and all you guys wonder where I went, I know PZ would tell you what happened.
Right. Well, it's not like, if Jim got something happened to Jim, I would say, here's what's going on. I wouldn't stop doing I wouldn't go silent for 3 weeks. I couldn't. We're on 4 times a week.
Right.
They're liars.
So, no, but then again, that's what these drug addicts do. They go silent. They lie by admission. That's what their life is. They sneak around.
They're doing a sneak around.
Yeah. Let's catch them when they're not paying attention. We'll catch them when they're slipping. And Fumble Nuts, listen, Chris or whatever your name is, or who the fuck you are, and I know you'll never show up anywhere I'm at. You're not. I live in Los Angeles. You live in Florida. My family's from Pinellas County. You can't go to Jim Terry Music anymore. Not that I would go there anyways. Like, why do I need to go there? What's the point? Like, I'll go live from Florida again. I'm not going to make a big. You're not going to do anything. You're not. And you guys know me well enough that I'm not a fucking criminal. I'm not going to do anything wrong. You guys have tried the bullshit with the cops, with Confluence. You failed. There was no crime there.
Yeah. No crime committed.
And, as far as filing police reports on Jim for calling, what's the crime there? For calling Christine's mom 8 times over 4 months? Why? Because hey, officer, this woman's asking people on our streaming platform for money because she's hungry. It's a welfare check. Oh, you're going to arrest him? It's not like Jim's reading out Christine's social security number. That's what happened to Jim.
Yep.
All right, dude, I'm peacing out. Hold on.
All right, buddy.
Hold on. I think I might have got a Cash App.
Okay.
I'm broke. That sounds like Christine. Well, that's okay. We'll do that on Friday. Johnny, what about the tooth? You getting it pulled?
I'm
Go
gonna.
to the dentist next Monday.
I go see the dentist next Monday.
Oh yeah, then it's not worth spending $100 then. All right, Johnny, I'm out of here.
All right, buddy.
All right, dude. Peace out.
All right, peace. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. X came up here and spent 2 hours of his time up here tonight with Johnny TV. Mr. X is broken, hungry, he needs food, LOL. Jim and eggs don't slip. Let's keep it real. Yeah, that's right, Eric Murphy. Let's keep it real. All right, guys, good night, and I'll see you guys on the next round. This is Johnny Yarbrough, and I am out of here. Let me play the song, and we're out of here. Oh, and let me read the super sticker, super stat real quick. Miss Rizman coming in, $1.99. I'm proud of you.
Johnny, play Goodbye to You.
Huh?
Play Goodbye to You.
Who?
Goodbye to You. Play that song.
Goodbye to you.
Yeah. It's a good song, Jimmy.
And Miss Texas, super sticker, super chat. Miss Texas coming in. Thank you, Miss Texas. I love you. Thank you. Good show, Johnny. Okay, what's the song called, Paul?
Goodbye.
What?
Goodbye.
All right, hold on. Oh God, I can't see. I can't see. I'm going blind.
To you.
Goodbye.
To you.
Goodbye to you. By Michelle Branch.
No.
By my trusted friend.
No.
Patti Smith.
Yep.
Okay, guys, this song's to you guys. Please listen.
Mike.
I got to turn it up a little bit, Paul.
Those times I waited for you to see so long ago.
'Cause I wanted to buy too much to never let you go. You know you never got by your feet to choose, and I guess I never could stand to lose. It's such a pity to say.
Erica, I love you too, Erica.
I'm going back to you. Could I have loved someone like the one I'm seeing you? I remember the good times, baby, now, and the bad times too. These last 2 weeks of holding on, the days I love, the nights alone. Guess it's better to say goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. 'Cause baby, it's over now.
Okay, Texas Granny says good enough. Okay, Texas Granny, thank you very much, hon. Yeah, it was a bad copy anyway. Let me play this song right here real quick. Let me get us out of here. And here we go.
Always pushing me away. It's never enough. No, it's never enough. No matter what I say, it's never enough. No, it's never enough. I'll never be what you want me to be.
Huh? Okay.